How much bullshit will you people put up with? Obama, related to the Queen of England. He does what she says. That's why he's there. Let's go see this. Eyes wide shut. You're in denial about the Queen. You're fooled. One of the greatest deceptions of modern times is that the quaint little old Queen of England has no power and her role is purely ceremonial for tradition. The fact is her role has not changed at all, just most of the royal family's evil plans for world empire were hatched a long time ago in the old world. The British Empire is still going strong. Her common ancestors are in control of the US and the New World Order. Now Her Majesty can sit back in her palace, relax and watch the world fall to bits while the media paints a warm fuzzy picture of this family who are in fact Nazi Germans. That's for fact. The Queen is still head of state and meets with important leaders all around the world. That's why Obama was terrified of her when he toasted her and she wouldn't even respond, and that's why he flubbed it or something like that not that long ago. One would assume they don't talk about knitting her pet corgis. Each day she receives documents and reports from government ministers and Commonwealth officials. They must all be read and, if necessary, signed, so she's well aware of her country's current affairs and all the people that are starving. She's also head of the armed forces and is the only person that can declare war. Do you hear that? She is the only person that can declare war. She is the only person that can declare war. Of course, she meets with the Prime Minister first, but it is still her duty and only hers. On top of this, she is head of the Church of England. She appoints the archbishops and bishops on what basis we can only imagine. In other words, because she is the offspring of incestuous ancestors, she is allowed to rule over people's relationship with God. And by the way, she owns all the land, the seabeds, and I've shown that in my videos where even the Queen has a crown above the highways. We were recently studying a wildlife reserve thing, and it all says crown property, crown land. Or the people's relationship with God, just like the pharaohs. It's there in writing. Elizabeth II, and she's on the front page of the King James Bible, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. If God really did grace her with this position, it would be nice to see the contract. You don't get any more elite in social circles than the Queen. The rich and powerful are just begging to be blessed with her astronomically wealthy presence. Tradition or not, Queenie is no innocent in anything. She asks for an extra $44 million allowance. She put on a £60 million wedding while the rest of the people were starving. Fukushima. So where does her power end and the government's begin? Well, the government puppets do all the dirty work and the Queen signs the papers for the government. Although she has more power than the majority believe, there is an even bigger power above both of these puppets. You guessed it, the private banking cartels that have a grip over the nation's money. The Queen is fine, she's the richest landowner in the world, and the bankers will always keep it that way. They have her family to thank for where they are today. The rest of us are not so lucky. And on it goes. And I'll provide a link, because there's more. How much will you put up with? You actually believe that turd has no power, and she's on a throne with all her diamonds. And he said, when I come back, I want to be a virus that wipes out all mankind. And you argue with us and Alex and people who are telling you the truth. Go look at her. You want to argue? Go argue with her.